With this quick tutorial, we're going to edit an encounter. So we click on the encounter button, and this screen comes up, and we're going to edit the dummy encounter here. And we had just created this, and then I had messed around in edit, so that's why it doesn't look exactly the same as it was in the create encounter. But you can add, and we're going to add some hobgoblins. Let's have some hobgoblin sentries. Alright, let's add 3 of those. Add. You could add something else. You could add wargs. We're going to add some wargs. Alright, and then we could do remove. We're going to remove that aboleth. We're going to remove that ankheg. We're going to remove the Barghest. We're going to move the Barghest again. And now we have essentially created the encounter with nothing, and we've changed it to the point where it had nothing that it was originally entered with. So that's just kind of an interesting feature. You can just totally change what your encounter wants to be. Then you can go in and you can edit each and every encounter here. You could edit the longsword. Let's say this guy right here picked up a +1 longsword, so now that's what he uses every time. So he has a +1 bonus whenever he attacks. So you can change that. You could also have, when editing that, you could have made sure that everybody knew that that was what was what. And you could have changed the name, so longsword +1. Alright? And so then you could remove a attack. Let's say he lost his spear, so he can't throw or use his spear, so he's now down to a +1 longsword, a shield bash, and a heavy crossbow. So he's been updated and changed from the typical hobgoblin sentry, so he's been tailor-made to this encounter. So that is something that you can do. You can also update all of these things. Say you picked up a +2 resistance ring because he killed some sad adventurer that had it. And update Melissa. And so now he's a tougher version of a hobgoblin sentry because he has more saves and a +1 longsword. And so you just update miscellaneous. You can also do all the update the web links. You can check a web link here. You can go right to it, or you could update it. Don't want to change the update here. You could change the image. So we could go in here and change the image if we felt like. So let's change it to Tamduin. Tamduin wouldn't like being changed to this, I'm sure. But there she is. And then you can change it right back. Alright, and so now we've got the images that we want. We've got the link out that we want. We've updated this part. We've updated that part. And now we quit. And so now if we went back into that same hobgoblin, you see that he has changed. Those changes are for good. But it didn't change these. See, these are still the same. So you're just kind of editing one of these hobgoblins and changing their ability in this encounter. You're not changing the overall hobgoblin sentry itself in the opponent list. Alright, so that is the way to do that. Now, you can also remove this encounter, which we're about to do right now. It's going to delete the sheet that was created for the encounter, and it's now been removed from the encounter list. So all that work we just did just went away. But no big deal. It was a dummy encounter, and that is how you edit an encounter.